What's up, guys, and welcome to Teachy Tech 2.0 for today's episode, which is using Loom to record lessons, because Loom is my favorite screencasting resource. Let's dive right in and take a look at what we have with this fun tool. All right, many of you are probably asking this question quite simply: is there an easy way to record and share a lesson with my students? Now, this is critically important. If you watched my last video, I'll put a little card up here in the corner in case you missed that first one, where I break down the potential ways to separate your lessons during distance learning for all, or whatever we're calling this one now. Is there an easy way? Short answer is yes, there is. There's actually more than one, but the one that I like to use is Loom. Okay, so Loom is screen recording. It is what we are using right now to make this video. So what is screen recording or screencasting? It's this. This is what it is. Now, right now, we are doing a screencasting or a screen recording. Maybe those terms are interchangeable. I'm not really sure. But we have a Google slide presentation running, and we are recording it. Now, I have the camera turned off. So normally Loom will pick up the webcam if you want it to. I'm going to show you some more of this a little bit later in the video of different options you have. But this is screencasting right here, what we're doing now. So how and why would I use it for teaching? Well, if you go back and watch that first video that I referenced earlier, that might help answer that question for you. I think right now, particularly during distance learning, having the opportunity to do some direct instruction before I get my kids into an online virtual meeting might be really beneficial. How you use it is really up to you. There are lots of different ways to use it, which we'll go through here in a split second. I have some specific examples laid out for you to think about. But I think it's a really, really useful resource if you can find a way to get a little bit comfortable with it. And once you do, your brain is just going to explode like mine has on all of the things that are possible once this becomes a resource for you. Is it easy to set up and use? Yes, it is as easy as going to their website and downloading what you need to download and connecting it to some sort of an account like your Google account. I generally use the Loom extension, which is something that is added to the Chrome browser. You will see when we get to their website a little later in the video, there are also downloadable versions for both PC and Mac. So you can put it on your desktop computer as an actual piece of software that is there statically. But for education right now, with the prevalence of Chromebooks throughout the systems, having it be an extension in the Chrome browser is really useful because it means that you can still use it even if you're on a Chromebook. Do I need to know how to edit video? No, not really. If you want to just free wing it, you can do a recording like I am now. When you're done, it's going to upload and you're off to the races. But yes, you can edit the video. They actually have some tools in their website where the videos are uploaded to that allows you to do some very basic edits, like trim off the beginning or the ending, or take out something in the middle that you didn't like, or maybe you stumbled over your own words or something to that effect. So you do have some very, very basic edits available. You can also download the video when you are finished and then upload it into a video editing platform. I generally use iMovie if I want to do video edits. So yeah, but you can totally do that if you are comfortable with that sort of stuff and feel like doing it. Finally, do I need to have a YouTube channel? No, you do not. This is one of the things that I think is pretty powerful about Loom, is when you upload a video using Loom, they upload it to their website for you and they give you a link. So you can immediately after recording push out that link to whoever needs to get it, and they can go and watch it directly on the Loom site without you having to take the time to start and or maintain a YouTube channel or upload each video to your YouTube channel. I generally end up using it both ways. Some of my Loom content I upload to YouTube because that's where I want it for various reasons. Sometimes I just take the link from Loom and send that to whoever I need to have the video, and that has worked for me. So we'll go over that a little bit later on because there are some options there. So let's talk about some specific educational applications for this resource. All right, so you can screencast a lesson. Like we're doing right now, you could create a Google slide if you like to present content to your students in that way. You can talk through the whole slideshow. You can give your entire slide presentation, just like I am right now, using Google Slides and capturing your voice with Loom. I also like it for creating guided tours. So if I have a classroom website, or if I need students to remember how to get to a login page or something like that, then I will create a short little, 30-second video on how to get there and post that wherever people have access to it. And then it's available as a resource for them constantly. Record and answer a student's question. So there is the potential here as we go forward that students are going to be emailing you questions, they're going to be calling you and leaving messages, and you may or may not have time to set up like a formal return call, or even set up some one-on-one or small group live virtual meeting room thing, right? So one potential way to answer a student's question, if it's really simple, is to just very quick and easy record you answering that question, particularly if the answer involves something that they need to do on a computer, like go here, click this, do that type of a thing. You can record all of that and email that link to that student and or their parents, and give them an answer to that question that they can go back and review over and over again if they need to. So sometimes having a recorded answer to a question, particularly if it's like multi-step, could be a benefit for the person receiving the answer on the back end. We already talked briefly about recording tutorials for common tasks like login screens or how to turn in assignments, things like that. Whatever system you're using, you can record little mini tutorials to make sure that the kids know how to access that stuff. If you're going to do daily announcements or something like that, you can record those and make those available for parents and students. Read a book to your students. Okay, now I don't think any of us are planning on wasting online instruction time to read a book out loud to our students. Okay, I mean, maybe some people are for different reasons, but for me personally, I'm not going to read a book out loud to my students during a Zoom call. I can totally record that. In fact, I can make it a bit more interactive by putting together some sort of a Google slideshow and having, at a minimum, some photos in the background that relate to the chapter that I'm reading out of that book, and have kids follow along in their own book type thing. So totally an option there. I actually really like this resource for that option. And then the last one, just another example here, is record a parent-specific message. So if you need to get something out to parents that is necessarily not, like information for the kids to see potentially, but something that you need to get to the parents about whatever's going on, you could totally record a message in Loom, get that link, put it in an email, push that out to your parents using whatever mass email service you have to contact all of your parents, and very, very quick and easy, get something specific sent out to them that they need to have. So there's just a few specific educational applications for something like this. Comment down below if you can think of some other specific educational applications where a resource like this might be useful. Okay, now let's take a closer look at some of the features on the back end once you start your recording. Okay, so what's up? You guys can see me down here in the corner now, which I haven't turned on for any of the videos that we've posted yet, but I do very often do this now. It's hard because You look down there to see how it looks, and then you're not looking at the web camera. So one of my first pieces of advice to you, if you're new to this whole thing, is try your best to talk to the camera, not to your face on the screen, because my face is down there, but you are right there. So anyway, this is completely movable around the screen. So if it's in the way while you're presenting, you can move it around. You can also resize it during your presentation. I've never used it on the Mac before, but I actually like the features on the Mac because it allows me to do this. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to move that. Nope. Okay, so when you do the single biggest setting on here, it does like pull you front and center into the middle. Now, depending on the lesson that you're trying to do, that might be an important thing to be able to do, to completely break away from whatever presentation you're doing and call the attention directly to you, the teacher, for whatever reason. But if you want to have your face embedded while you are talking, then you need to be either this size, draggable around the space, or you can drop it down to its smallest size right here. Or what I've done in the past, if you hit this, put it right here so I'm like looking at you guys and looking at me. If you hit this little X right here, your face will go away. Now, okay, so I close it and then camera. Oh, there we go. I just missed that step. So I was totally wrong there. You can get it back. All right. So anyway, there that is. Okay. Now, I'm capturing my whole desktop with this recording. You have a lot of options. Now, right here, I'm gonna put up some pictures I took earlier of the recordings because I can't record the recording. So I did some screenshots of the recording, which you're looking at now, of the different menu options that you have when you start a recording in Loom. Basically, you can choose to do just the camera. So if you just want to record your face, you can totally do that. Not even the big center circle like we just looked at a little while ago, just the webcam, period. Record yourself and then have that saved to the Loom site. That is an option. The other option is to record just your desktop, which I think completely disconnects the camera that we have here now entirely. And the third option is to do both, which is what we are doing now. You also have the option to do the whole desktop, which is important if you want to be able to bounce around between windows or between applications or programs that you might be running on your computer. Then you want to record the whole desktop. If you are only wanting to like stay in the slideshow or something like that and you don't want to leave whatever application you're in, then you can choose, I think it says to record just the active window, and then you'll have access to that. So I'm going to try to jump over here. It might get glitchy because it wouldn't let me record this earlier. So this is where you want to go. You go to the Chrome Web Store and you are looking for Loom for Chrome. Make sure it is the one that says offered by loom.com. One of the teachers that I teach with was downloading this, and there is another like knockoff version that has the same basic logo, but it is not loom.com. So make sure it's the one that says loom.com. And then once you get yourself in, know that your options here are to have the Chrome extension, which is what we're using now, but you can also do the desktop app like I talked about a little bit earlier. So that is also an option as well. Now, I'm going to jump over to this screen so that we can look at what it looks like post, filming session. So here is the first video that I did for this new channel about flipping the script on distance learning. Now, I recorded the whole thing right here, and then I uploaded it to YouTube directly. So let's look at the features that are in here. Okay, number one, you can watch it and see how it goes. Down below here, you can change the name. You can add some information down below here. You can track the views. Now, this is trackable if you share their link in Loom. So this video exists on Loom the second you finish your recording. This is the link right here to this video in Loom. So you can copy this link, you can embed it on your websites, you can put it into an email, whatever you want to, and you can send it out to people. Okay, now, right now, it is set on link sharing, which means only people that I send this link to, or only websites where I post this link, will anybody be able to access this video. You have the option of making it public, which means anybody in the Loom, universe can look and find it, and it might even just show up in Google searches and all of that sort of stuff. I don't ever do that, because usually if I want it public, I want it on YouTube and not here. So that's how I do it. Now, this is a nice feature for education. You can do link sharing, and then you can also add a password. So if you want to create a password for your video, then you can put an even further level of security in there if that's necessary for whatever reason that you are doing. Okay. Then you have some different features down here. You can play with some settings. You can trim the video with minor edits here. Okay. Now, this could be huge if you upgraded to Pro. If you upgraded to Pro, then you could do a call to action. Now, I don't know the specifics on Pro. I can't remember if I pulled that screen up or not. It's where they want you to pay a little bit. Okay. Now, if you are willing to pay, what a call to action is an embedded question, basically, within the video, which means you're going along, the video is playing, and you have some sort of call to action, which says, based on what I've taught you so far, what's the answer to this question? And then the kids would do something to answer that. I have never played with it, but my understanding of call to action, that's what it is you're going to do something there. So if you want to pay for the Pro version, then that might be worth looking into. Okay. I think that is honestly the basics of what is all here. I had this one other tab opened. Oh, no, that's the first part of this video that I filmed. So anyway, all right, there we go. I'm going to go big here because I'm going to talk to you now. All right, that's what I got. This is a phenomenal resource if you are interested in figuring out how to use this. My advice to you is the same thing that I tell everybody. Just play with it. Just do it. Get in there, film some stuff, try it out, see how it looks. The more you use it, the more comfortable you will get with it. And guess what? It's free, and you never have to do a thing with the videos if you don't want to. Like right here. See that little trash can? You record a video, you don't like it, delete it. It's gone. It's not on their site. It doesn't exist anymore. So it's totally fine to just play around and figure out how things work best. All right. But I think that this has some real potential power for those of us that are dealing with this distance learning thing right now. So for what it's worth, I highly recommend it. I've been using it for a number of years now and have had no issues with it whatsoever. So there you go. If you enjoyed this, you know the drill. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up maybe, comment down below with that question that I asked a little bit earlier in the video, or even just comment and say, hey, appreciate the content, whatever, because the more comments, the more algorithms. And then this is the most important one, guys, honestly. Please share this with people who you think might find some value in it, okay? There are a lot of teachers right now in this country that are struggling to figure out how this online distance learning thing works. I am by no means an expert, but I am pretty doggone good with educational technology, and I'm putting this content together to try to help as many people as possible get through this in a way that is as enjoyable as it possibly can be for them. So please share it. We're going to have lots more content coming as fast as I can figure out how to get it published. So there you go. You can do this. You're going to be fine. I promise. It's going to end up being okay. And who knows, by the time it's all done, we might even be better for having gone through this. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. More coming soon. We'll catch you in the next one.